Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival Series. We have a big day ahead of us, beginning with finding ourselves a mending book for our diamond pickaxe, which the durability has gone all the way down to 185, so we have got to get on that as soon as possible. The other order of business is finally getting our storage system a little more permanent in our storage building, which we built a few episodes ago. I would like to do that along with getting ourselves a mending book. But to do that, we are going to head over to the village, and I think the easiest thing to do will be bring a villager back with us. So I'm going to see if I have a boat. I don't know that I do, so we will craft one real quick. And we will head over to that village, get ourselves a villager, and bring one back. I would like a librarian villager. I would ultimately like a few villagers. I want to set up a villager breeder, but that will be much later down the road. The big thing, though, right now with our diamonds is getting that mending book so that we don't have to waste our diamonds on new tools every time we wear our own down. Well, it looks like we have our work cut out for us, though. The village is just over that mountain right there, and then it kind of goes back up a hill. There's not really a good spot to get through, so we have two options. Option one would be to dig a tunnel underneath the ground to our village, because boats can go down, but they can't go up. But the other option is to build a bridge out of blocks, and I think that's what we're going to do, because we do have a lot of blocks, a lot of dirt from excavating our land over here in the, well, both right here in this region in our storage house, but also where we dug down to our XP farm. Also, the dirt will be the easiest of all of our blocks to break. It will not take up too much time, especially if we could get ourselves a shovel with efficiency on it, which with how our current state is, we shouldn't actually be as far from that as it seems. It's just a matter of getting one more diamond, which shouldn't be too difficult, and taking care of that. The nether, though, if you saw the last episode, that was a bit rough for us. There's not really a sign. There was a small bastion remnant, but there's not really a sign of any nether fortress or any nether wastes, for that matter. So hopefully we can have a little better success the next time we go back, but I would like a full suit of diamond armor before we head back there, just because that extra protection won't hurt, and we could definitely use that. The other thing I said in the last episode that I would like to start doing is some archaeology. So for that, if I recall correctly, we need some copper and a feather to make our brush, and then we will have to head to the desert to get ourselves, or find ourselves a desert temple. I'm not sure how difficult that will be. Hopefully not horrible, but we will just find out. Oh, wow, that could have been not horrible, but not ideal for us. I mean, we are suited up in diamond armor now, so I'm not too concerned. All right, well, the sun is getting close to setting, so we don't want the nitwit. I'm sorry, but you are not important to us at the moment. Maybe in a villager breeder later on, but you are coming with us. This might take a couple tries here. The problem is the path here won't let me. I'm gonna have to make all of this path because it won't let me take the boat up onto the grass. I'm gonna need these torches back from the path, unfortunately. So maybe it would be easier to get this villager to go up here, or find a villager up here somehow, but I'm not sure if there are any. There's none in here. Maybe once the sun sets and they go to sleep, they'll come up here for the beds. I think I will wreck the beds in all of these other houses so that they are attracted to those areas up there. So we're just going to carefully wreck that boat, let them do their thing. We will go around and wreck some of these beds. We'll take care of that one. And we'll have some extra beds in case we want to go exploring. That could be helpful for our archaeological adventures. Alright, here he comes. We'll let him get into that house. We'll put a bed here on the front porch for him. And then, as soon as he... Actually, we'll put it inside. As soon as he wakes up, he should get right into that boat. Although this one... Ooh, he might be a little better because he's a little higher up. Every block of elevation is huge for us trying to get these villagers back to where we want them to be. So let me break down this house a little bit and this door right here. I will place down the boat and he should just walk right out of there. I will sleep. We don't want any zombies spawning during our villager obtaining. And there we go. Just as planned. Now we can fill this in. I don't want him to get in that boat though. So we'll keep him away from that for now. Alright, so we just need to dig a path out of here because I don't think we can get through. We would have to go all the way around and that's a little inconvenient. So the easiest thing will just be to dig a path at this elevation. It has to be 2 blocks wide, but that's okay. And we will just dig through the mountain to the other side. Well, this will be very useful for some more dirt on our bridge. I'm not sure how long the bridge is actually going to be, but we will find out soon enough, at least block-wise. I know visually how far it will be, and it's quite the distance, but in terms of blocks, hopefully not too many. So I'm just going to start placing these down here, like so. Alright, and then I think from here, we can just kind of follow along the cliff edge. Does this give us... Oh, well, will it be easier to go through? I think it will, unless we could go around on this side. That might work better if we go off to the side over here. Did I wreck that snow? Yes, okay. And then we will just cut a path right through here. And we can follow along this edge of the mountain. Okay, so we will just come around here, staying on this elevation. Again, we want to preserve as much of our elevation as possible, at least until we are about right here, that little hill behind our house, right over there. That's when we can release our villager. Honestly, we could probably do it before that and use beds for him to pathfind to our, wherever we ultimately want him to be. And I am seeing something interesting happening down there. I am gonna go check that out. It was hard to tell, it almost looks like a frog, but I'm not 100% sure. And now I don't even know where it was. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's a rabbit. Okay. Here, we'll help him out. There you go, little guy. Alright, be free. Would it have been easier to use rails instead of doing this? Yeah. Would it have been more expensive? Definitely. The dirt is doing just fine for us, and we're almost to the point where we can start to... Actually, we could probably drop the elevation now. I want to get to that point though, so we'll go a little farther here, and then that should be close enough for us to start staircasing down and get into a good spot to unload our villager. The chunks always do this, I don't know why. Alright, I think that's going to be close enough, so let me... I think we can survive this fall. Famous last words? Yeah, we've got it just fine. Alright, let me line ourselves up here, and we will just go over here. Yeah, this will be a good spot, I think. Or maybe we want to go up one more. Will we be able to get around? I suppose we could just bridge across here. Yep, we will be fine starting from this block. And then I'll just staircase up, connect our dirt bridge, and then we will probably wait for night to fall one more time, sleep, and then go get our villager. And our bridge has been connected. That's not horrible. Actually, that didn't take me too long at all. About 7-8 minutes to build that bridge. Not even. Well, yeah, maybe. 6 or 7. And now we have a very temporary access to that village over there. Since we're at it, we might as well bring over a couple more villagers. So I will start to set up a spot where we can house the villagers that we want to use for the breeder. And then, of course, our mending villager will go in his own special home. Alright, for this villager's home, I'm going to use dark oak logs on the sides and then oak logs for the walls, but I will strip them. So I just need a few more here. And I think we'll actually build his house right up here on the hill. I think that would be nice. It'd be a nice way to start expanding our little domain here just a little bit. And it doesn't need to be a big house at all. I think I will go 5x3 for this, at least on the inside. That'll give him enough space. We can put his bed, his lectern, and have a very cozy, decorated interior for our most valuable villager. Oh, I need to eat. I'm too focused on creating my build, not focused enough on my hearts. Alright, so we'll do that for the corners, and then we will do we want to do a cobblestone base? I think we will. Let me go grab some cobblestone. Or maybe we'll go with deep slate. I think that would look nice. Plus, we have quite a bit of it. Alright, we'll actually have his door offset so we can have a nice little window here in the front as well. Alright, I had the perfect... Nope, never mind. I thought I had the perfect amount of oak logs. I'll have to plant a couple more trees. I'll do that in just a moment. And we have a zombie over here. We'll take care of him. I stayed up a little too late, but that's not a huge issue for us. We'll just get to sleep, and these mobs should go away shortly thereafter. Okay, so let me plant a couple more oak trees. I suppose we could bone meal these. Alright, we have a party happening over here by the birch tree, so I'm going to go up on our little bluff up here to plant these oak trees, and then I really just need one for now. There we go. Accidentally bone mealed the grass, but that's okay. Alright, we'll army crawl out of here, place these oak logs, and then we'll just go through. Oops. Well, not oops. That's kind of what I meant to do. I don't know why I have that axe, and I don't know... Oh, there's my iron axe. Okay, I need a temporary block on here. Here we go. There. Perfect. We'll put our door here. And then I'll go through and strip all of these oak logs, and that should look pretty nice. Uh-oh. Well, it's a good thing we didn't bring our villagers over yet, because we have a big patrol here, and they are not happy with me. We are going to run away because I don't... Well, I suppose we could take them. We can see what happens. We'll get the bad omen effect, but we have cows. It won't be an issue at all. This one has an enchanted crossbow. That would be awesome if he dropped it. Nope. Oh well. Will we get any crossbows from them? Maybe? Nope, but we did get a banner, we got Bad Omen, and the Voluntary Exile advancement. So let me quickly make a bucket of milk before I forget and get rid of that status effect. I'm not sure what happened to my bucket. I know I had one, but it does not appear there. Oh, 4 of them. Perfect. We actually have a lot of iron. Maybe it would have been better to make those rails instead of that dirt bridge, but that's okay, not to worry. Alright, we'll drink some milk, get rid of that effect, go finish the house, and then bring our villager over here. Alright, for the floor, I'm thinking spruce. I think that would be a very cozy block to use, so let me go grab some spruce wood. Actually, I changed my mind. I was inspired by our cherry tree, and since we're heading in that direction of that cherry grove a little bit, I will chop down another tree because I just kind of fell in love with our tree here as soon as it grew. I didn't want to chop it down, and I only had the one sapling, so I will grab some more. We will use cherry wood for the floor on the inside, and maybe for the roof as well. We'll just see. This has kind of inspired me, though, to at some point build a very large suspension bridge across this river valley here. I think that would be a nice addition to our ever-expanding empire. I've made it back to the village. I need to eat real quick, and hopefully our villager is still here in the boat. It looks like he is, so all aboard. Let's get you back to your new home. This might take a while. It'd be nice if I had ice for this, but that's okay. It's part of that early game process that makes it both boring but exciting at the same time. Alright, here we come on our first bridge. Nothing major. They always look so concerned whenever you're transporting them in a boat. They're not really sure what to think. I don't blame them, but it's kind of funny. Alright, now we're just gonna go along the side of the mountain, hugging the edge here. We don't want to fall off onto that next layer because then our whole bridge up there is defeated, and then we're gonna have to wrangle the villager back up. But we are doing just fine. We are almost all the way to the long bridge. Alright, it looks like I have to place a few more dirt blocks here, just to make it a little easier for us to get around. I'll grab some of those flowers as well. And before we cross the bridge, because I am over here and we do have a little bit of daylight to kill because I need the villager to pathfind to a bed, we will quickly run over to the cherry grove and grab a sapling from there. I know I shouldn't leave him unattended, but I'm going to be very quick with this. Of course, given our track record, I probably shouldn't be doing this because almost every single sapling that we have gathered has been gathered right at the right as the sun sets. So maybe it's not a great idea, but hey, we need it for his floor. Otherwise, he's not going to have a place to sleep. Alright, well, I have to go down into the river, so we will just jump here. Uh-oh. Okay, we're fine. And then we'll quickly climb back up. I think I'm going to regret this. Alright, the biggest thing is getting saplings, so let me see if I can get some, or at least one sapling real quick, and then I just need enough logs to do our floor. There's a sapling. Let me grab a few logs. We have 15 in total, so 5 logs will be plenty for us. And we'll quickly head back to our villager. We have plenty of time. No sweat at all. Alright, here we go again into the water. Can we make that? I don't really want to risk that. I don't really want to risk that one either. We'll just carefully climb down. Here we go. I'm sure I would have been fine, but now is not a great time to die with our villager all alone on the middle of that dirt bridge. With the sun setting, of course. Okay, so we have a decision to make. We can leave the villager here, or we can quickly run back, place the bed so he pathfinds. I think that's going to be our better option, because then we're going to have to wait a whole nother day cycle for him to be able to pathfind. So we have to be very fast because the mobs will spawn. I think I will take him out to the middle of the bridge, though. It'll be a little bit safer. I don't want to trade with you. It'll be a little bit safer if we have an area lit up around him. Well, the sun has almost completely set behind our heads now, so the mobs have started spawning. I think once we get up to this torch, I will leave the villager by himself. We'll quickly go set up his house and hopefully not have to deal with too many mobs on our way down. I'll place a few more torches. You know, running back, I'm thinking it's just going to be a little too dangerous to transport that villager right now. So we're just going to go ahead and sleep. We'll bring him over on the next day cycle. You know, I realized something. We don't need him to pathfind to a bed if we have a house for him that he can easily be boated into. So that was kind of unnecessary to risk the villager's life, but it looks like he's still up there. He's doing just fine. That is really, really sad. That is... My reaction time on that was unbelievable. But we have our Prot 3 armor, so it's not like it did too much damage to us. But that was the last of my oak wood. That was... That's annoying. That's what it was, mostly. Well, I guess one of our pieces of oak survived. Alright, let's try this one again now. So, the floor inside, we'll see how these cherry planks look. I think that has a nice cozy feel to it. It's a little mismatched, but I think it will be okay. And then I brought over a few glass panes. We can fill in the windows now. I'm not worried about the roof at the moment because the zombies, they can't climb. The spiders don't do any harm to the villagers. We'll put a door on here from the inside, and then I will craft an oak stair later on. Actually, a trick I saw, place the door from the side here, and then that state is open, so the zombies think that it has to be like that for them to break it down, so they won't break that door down. Although I do need to get the villager in here, so we'll just wreck that. We have a lot of glass, we can wreck that one. That'll be okay. Alright, let's go get our villager friend. We're gonna have to pick out a good name for him. I'm not sure what it will be yet, which also reminds me, I have finally decided on a name for our horse. I will reveal that name in the next episode. The problem was we didn't really have any anvils, so name tags, it was a difficult process for us, but now that we have all of that iron, we can name our horse without any issue at all. In the meantime, though, we are finally off of our dirt bridge and heading over towards this guy's new house. So we're just going to follow along here. We will need to build one more small dirt bridge across this section right here, but that will not be a problem for us. At least not after that creeper explosion. Oh my goodness. The other thing I realized is I put a wooden door on his house. I'm going to need an iron door on that. Because I don't want this guy wandering out and about. Alright, in we go. Perfect. We're going to leave him in the boat for now. I will fix that glass. I'll place in these 2 planks, and then I need to make that stair. We'll make that an iron door, and then we will start working on a lectern and trying to get a mending book from him. We'll see how our luck is. I know sometimes I've gotten it first try. Other times it's taken me quite a few trades. Well, I am all out of oak wood, but I have dark oak stairs, so we will use the resources that we have. And then I need to make that iron door, so that will leave us with an even stack of iron and a stone button. I always prefer to use stone buttons for these guys because the wooden buttons just take a little too long to pop back to their normal state. I do need to make a few more stone though, so we'll get that going. And we will head back up to our house. We're going to have to make another path that continues on up to this little house up here. I think that actually looks better than the oak wood. Alright, in the meantime, we will replace our oak door with an iron door. And we'll place that here. We will get our stone button put down so we can get out, and then we will just need one more to get in, and we will be ready to set up our lectern. I will make that real quick, and we will get to work. Alright, without further ado, here we go. Will he stay in the boat and become a librarian? He will. That will be convenient for us. And now it's just a matter of cycling through and hopefully our luck will show and we will get a mending book at a relatively cheap price as well. I realized though, before I get too caught up in that, I should have 24 paper on hand and a bookshelf on hand, because if we do cycle through and get a mending villager, I will want to lock in that trade immediately because I don't want that to be refreshed. Okay, infinity, nope, that's not going to work for us. At least not at the moment. I just turned down a Protection 4 book for 30 emeralds, so our mending trade better be a good one. And there we go for 38 emeralds. I think we can make that work though. We can always get ourselves a Fletcher or two and get some sticks going, get a lot of emeralds, or just trade a bunch of paper and work our way up. But we now have our sights set on the mending book. 38 emeralds for that. That will not happen this episode, but I definitely will work towards that off camera. But before I go, I just want to do one last thing, and that will take place in our storage building. So we will grab a lot of our excess wood. We have a lot of birch, and we have a fair amount of dark oak. We will take all of this. We will also take that, and we will turn all of this wood into chests, and we will begin to set up our storage facility. It's not going to be a huge start, but it will be enough to get us off the ground. So let's head in and start planning this out. Alright, well, welcome in. I think what we will do is, I haven't really thought this through a whole lot, if I'm being honest. Maybe if we do chests on the sides, like this, and have an aisle down the middle, that way we can still, access the windows and see out, but this will give us a little bit better access to all the chests, and then we can stack them up and do that. So I will also work on this between now and the next episode, and I will finish up our house and do some decorating on that, and of course work towards that 38 emeralds goal. It's a big one, but we can definitely get there. So next episode, I want to start exploring the world of archaeology. We will venture out to the desert, maybe the jungle over that way, and see what we can find with some temples and ruins and all of that good stuff. But that's where I'm going to leave it for today's episode. If you guys did enjoy this and you are looking forward to seeing more just like it, definitely be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also, make sure you are subscribed. We are finally getting into the good action here in the world, and you won't want to miss out on any of that. If you have any video requests, you can leave those in a couple ways. The first is via the link in the top right corner. The second is down in the comments below. If you need to contact me, my email is contactoptimisticgamer@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Twitter or Instagram @optimisticgmr. Also, check out my website, theoptimisticgamer.com, for more news, updates, and a gallery page. And if you are interested in early video access, ad-free content, and other exclusive videos, definitely check out my Patreon page as well. But that is going to do it for today's episode of the Optimistic Survival Series. Again, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!